There was a double dose of wrestling this weekend. We had WWE, we had AEW. Fog Wrestling were given the choice of watching both or doing nothing, and then we decided to proceed and waste about 9 hours of our lives. Welcome back, guys, to the channel, and I guess you can tell what we did this weekend. Yes, we watched both King and Queen of the Ring 2024 and Double or Nothing 2024. But we want to know which one was the better show. Now, I certainly know in my mind which one was the better show. I know which show actually gave me moments that I enjoyed. I know which show gave me things I could laugh at and just fun stuff in general. And I know which show completely bored the tits clean off me from start to finish. And that was WWE. King and Queen of the Ring. This show was so fucking boring. And I knew it was going to be boring. We got a small 5-match card lineup. Again, we see it all the time now in WWE. Every time we get a premium live event, you have champions. And I'm not talking minor champions. I'm talking about world champions. Damian Priest, not on the card. His absence, not explained. Main eventers, you've got LA Knight. He was at ringside, he was in the crowd. Michael Cole called him the megastar, but he's so mega that he couldn't get on this premium live event. And they literally do it all the time. They leave off big champions. Bayley, Bayley finished her story. She's the new champion. Where was she? Nowhere to be seen. But she wrestled on SmackDown, so she doesn't need to. What a load of shite. Back in the day, the world champion would have always been on the show defending his belt, and if he wasn't defending his belt, he would have been in a big match, or there would have been a reason why he could not defend his belt. There would have been a reason for that. So I just don't understand it. Same with the top stars. Back in the day, if you were a main eventer or an upper mid-carder, you would have 100% been on the show. And if you weren't on the show, your absence would have been explained. There would have been a reason. You would have been written out storyline-wise or something like that. But nowadays, you just don't get that. You get the top guys, half of them will just not even show up. Half of them will not even be put on the show. Why wasn't Damian Priest on King and Queen of the Ring? Honestly, we don't know. We haven't been told. It's just fucking garbage booking. And then you've got Double or Nothing. People want to criticise this show. They might have about 10 million belts, but guess what? Tony Khan put every single one of them on the line. He put every single one of them on this pay-per-view. And they had all the big stars. You know, you look at all the big guys, they all were on this show. You look at some big returns like MJF and Juice Robinson. We had a very special appearance for Gangrel. So, yeah, what show had all their belts on it? What show had all their top stars on it? What show had some surprise returns? And another thing, people saying, WWE had storylines, AEW didn't. That's completely false. That's just licking Triple H's arse, because WWE, the King and Queen of the Ring, there was no story there. And I'm not expecting there to be a story there, but look, there wasn't, okay? It's just two men and two women meeting for the first time, no story there involved. If you want to say Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul has a story, what was it? Logan Paul just got awarded a title shot. Well, so what? So did Christian on AEW. You actually look at AEW, you've got Malachi Black and Adam Copeland. He's been feuding with House of Black for a long time now. You've got Trent Barretta and Orange Cassidy. As much as I hate both of those guys, especially Orange Cassidy, there was a feud in there. You've got Jericho Hook. They've been in a storyline for a long time. You've got Mercedes Moné, her year-long return, her comeback match against Willow Nightingale, a year out the ring, and she's making her return to take on the woman that injured her, that broke her foot. If Triple H did this, people would be orgasming over his fucking booking. They'd be wanting to polish his big nose, but Tony Khan does it, and all of a sudden he's no longer the forbidden fruit in wrestling. He's the forgotten man. I don't know why, but you look at this show, Double or Nothing did have storylines. It had returns. It had the better moments. And it was just more fun in general. So, fuck it. 82% of the people are wrong, in my opinion.
We were double dipping this weekend. And you know what? I agree with everything he said. You look at Gangrel returning, right? I'm not saying it's one of the greatest moments in wrestling history, but I will remember that. You know, that's the first time I've seen Gangrel in about 25 years. The good moment. Edge near breaking both of his legs. Here, memorable moment. Other moments is like a flamethrower. You had someone getting run over in a fucking truck. things like that. I thought the matches were fun. They were entertaining. Did Double or Nothing have like a bunch of shit matches as well? Absolutely.
Yeah, it was too long. You could have cut 3 or 4 of the matches, I think. 100%.
See that WWE pay-per-view? It's actually a fucking disgrace how bad it was. At least Double or Nothing felt like a pay-per-view. King of the Ring felt like SmackDown. It's in the same arena. There's like no difference to try and make it any like to make it feel like a premium live event.
And everything's so slow and boring and drawn out. Oh, you've got a match, then you have to wait like 20 minutes before the next. It's almost like Triple H is treating this like a real event, like boxing or UFC, where you've got these long intervals between matches. And all you get's advertisements, promos, and people are saying, well, Tony Khan's charging 50. I don't care what the money situation is. I don't care who's a premium live event and who's a pay-per-view. I'm judging what show was more fun. I'm judging what show was better. And that was Double or Nothing. I don't give a shit if you had to pay $50, alright? It doesn't matter. Who cares? Oh, WWE's free. Yeah. And ever since they went to the network, the shows have been fucking shite. You paid $9.99, aye, and you can tell in the quality, man. Absolute garbage. Fucking pants. Goon for Randy Orton. Bores the tits off you. Every set of entrances lasts about 10 minutes. Everything's just so slow and boring. Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. Who cared? Yeah, we knew they were going to have an okay match, but you knew 100% Cody Rhodes was going to win. Same old absolute shite. And I'm just not having it. Oh, Triple H had 5 great stories. Tony Khan had no story. Bullshit. Bullshit, right? There was most... Look, the anarchy in the arena. I mean, the whole story has been the Elite taking over. You've actually seen them backstage. They've been in the production trucks. They've been making the rules, bending the rules, making the matches. They've been getting rid of people. They've been banning people from the arenas. There's more stories right now in AEW than there is in WWE. I guarantee you, if McMahon was in charge, this poll would be switched around, and 82% would be saying Double or Nothing was better. But because Triple H, the Lord and Saviour, the game, I'm the big man with the nose, because he's in charge, man, people are just liking it for the sake of it. It's bullshit, man. It was a horrible show. Same with Backlash. They've just got half the big stars are missing. Why is Damian Priest not on this show? Why? What, the World Championship is supposed to be the most important belt there is, and you don't even get an explanation. Oh, Damian Priest didn't travel here, or there was nobody good enough to challenge him, or this or that. Just fucking no mention of the guy. World champion doesn't get a bloody mention. He doesn't even exist. There's the megastar, LA Knight. Where is he? Sitting in the front row. Like you bums watching it. Like you people that have overpaid to watch this shite. Look at that. What an idiot. I mean, when the fuck would Austin be sitting in the front row just sitting there like a bum? You know what I mean? He'd be backstage, he'd come out and the glass would shatter and we'd go fucking nuts because we were getting stone cold, and JR would be going, it's Austin, he's stomping a mud hole. You know, you'd be getting, what do you get now? LA Knight sitting there with his fucking sunglasses on looking like a retard sitting next to the Saudis. Looks like he wants to kill himself. I don't blame him. Why did he even travel over there?
I don't know.
Oh,
it was on SmackDown.
Just shite, man. Fucking shite.
Sorry,
tag team champs. Oh, we're going to split the belts up. We're going to have Raw champs, SmackDown champs. Let's push the tag champs. Where are they? Where were they? They weren't here.
No, they weren't here. And they paid $50 million for this. This event cost $50 million for the Saudis.
Like, why is the Judgment Day not taking on Awesome Truth, and then at least you can have Damian Priest with his presence there, you know, at least you can have a reason to get the champion onto the show. But it's like, what the fuck? You've no Judgment Day. I mean, you Dominic there, but fuck, who cares? Braun Strowman came back, nowhere to be seen. Drew McIntyre, nowhere to be seen. The only one they've written out is Kevin Owens, so fair play, right? He's been injured, he's been taken out the game. But where's their excuse for all the other top stars not being here?
No excuse whatsoever, but...
Damage Control, where are they?
Nowhere to be seen.
Not that we want them, but where are they?
I think it's disgraceful, man. You know what? We've gained a lot of WWE fans over the past, 2 months, but it's pathetic. We're just speaking the truth.
And then people unsubscribing because we praised AEW for having one decent, not even a decent show. We praised AEW for having one show that wasn't completely awful, and people unsubscribed. What?
Pathetic. Anyway, comment time.
Comment. I know, but if you didn't like Double or Nothing, that's fine. I'm not going to defend it. Like, I didn't think it was great either. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Hardly the highest rating of all time. You gave it a 4. You know what I mean? Turns equals at 4.5. But let's not sit and pretend that King and Queen of the Ring was this amazing show. Because it certainly was not. It was boring from start to finish. There's just no hype. Everything is so fucking drawn out and slow. I hear voices in my... Why is Randy Orton getting a 10-minute entrance? When did he turn into The Undertaker?
Yeah, I don't know. Why does he? It's a disgrace.
Right, let's look at the comments. Anura, awesome. King and Queen of the Ring, 7 out of 10. Double or Nothing, 1 out of 10. I think those ratings are the wrong way about.
Me too.
I don't think Double or Nothing deserves a 7. But I tell you what, it was closer to a 7 than King and Queen of the Ring was. There was good... Tony Storm, both women's matches were better than Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch. 100%.
Oh, yeah?
100%. The Tony Storm Serena Deeb match was good, and then the Willow Mercedes Moné was not bad as well, although the finish was a bit poor. Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan, you talk about mid. Why are people saying Liv is mid, but Becky somehow not? I mean, what an over... I think Becky Lynch is the worst at the 4 horsewomen.
In the ring?
Aye, and on the mic. Well, maybe not on the mic, like.
She's all gone so clary.
But she's not great. Becky Lynch is so overrated.
She is.
She had that period where she was treated as if she was the female Rock, like, but ever since then, she's just rock bottom. Thoughts on those ratings, by the way, before we move on?
Flip them. But Double enough. I wouldn't give it a 7, but yeah. I gave it a 4.
I just think the Double or Nothing show was much better.
See, if you're giving that King of the Ring pay-per-view a 7, I'd like to wonder what you're giving every other pay-per-view. You must be giving it in your 10s. If people are giving that a 7.
I thought Backlash was better.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have given Backlash a 7.
No.
I think I gave Backlash a 3. Anyway, user says the main event was an anything goes garbage match that looked like the FTW match and the barbed wire cage match. It's not special if everyone is the same, no rules match. Same with everyone returning on the same show. It made MJF feel not special. I'm going to disagree. I thought all 3 matches were pretty different, to be honest. I mean,
Now, what's he on about everyone returning on the same show? Who's everyone?
Just Robinson and MJF returned, I guess.
And what, and Gangrel? Oh, fuck. 3 people.
Did Gangrel really return? He wasn't there in the first place, was he?
So it was a debut.
I don't think those 3 matches were similar at all.
No.
I think they were all different. Actually, I don't know if you watched them, but I watched them, and the FTW match was completely different from the barbed wire match, and the main event was just some crazy shit show where it was like a musical for the first half. So, I mean, that's certainly... It wasn't like the other 2. Now, if you want to say there's too many gimmick matches and too many weapons and that you think they should maybe limit like a one weapon match, then that's fine. You're entitled to that opinion, but these 3 matches were not similar. They just weren't, so...
They weren't.
I mean, the only similarities you can draw is weapons were used, but I mean, we've seen WWE do Extreme Rules pay-per-views before, and I mean, I'm not gonna cry over the fact that maybe there's a couple of matches in a pay-per-view that have got gimmick matches. I think there should be more gimmick matches at pay-per-views. I think that's where WWE goes wrong. I think when was the last WWE very rarely have gimmick matches, and when they do, it's so who cares about a chair shot to the stomach? I mean, at least AEW got the blood as well, which is the added element. I mean, the steel cage, see if WWE did a steel cage barbed wire, there'd be no blood, and I would just take you at the game.
Be pathetic, man. It would be pathetic.
JJ Montez says, wait, AEW was on? Seriously, yes, it was on. Was it promoted that well? I mean, probably not, to be honest, but... same, I didn't even realise until this morning after it ended. Trauma... AEW 50 matches still fell short. WWE proves once again that less is more, especially when you have storylines. They don't have to be the best, especially when your competition doesn't have one single story worth watching. Nobody watches wrestling for the wrestling. We all watch for the story. Yeah, you know what? I agree with the last part. But try telling WWE that. If that's the case, then why is every match in WWE like 20, 25 fucking minutes? Why do we not get stories? Why do people cry their eyes out when a Rock segment and a promo takes over 20 minutes? Oh, but then we never got to see Naomi's glowing entrance. Wrong.
You know what? We've buried AEW for
This-
not having stories, and WWE having actual stories sometimes. It was completely flipped this weekend. That King of the Ring had nothing.
Yeah, like I said, two final matches, no storylines going in there. Albeit, yes, it's kind of hard to get a storyline, but if you look at the past, WWE did intertwine stories into the King of the Ring. Remember they did it in 2001 when you had Edge, Christian Angle, and Rhino. 2002, they also sort of did it with RVD, Paul Heyman. With Brock Lesnar, obviously, in that match. So you can incorporate stories into the King of the Ring, but I'm not going to judge them on that. But where's the other three amazing stories? Where's the storylines?
Nowhere to be seen.
Oh, Liv Morgan's been second best. So why is Liv Morgan losing a couple of matches and coming second? Why is that a story? But Mercedes Moné returning for after a year and taking on the person that took her out, broke her leg. Why is that not a story? Why is the Elite, who have took out Tony Khan and have taken over the company and have the power and have the control, and now you've got Tony Khan's selected crew trying to, obviously fight back and win the company back. Why is that not a story? Why are these things not a story? To say AEW had no story is wrong.
WWE was one with no stories. Oh, but Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. Yeah, but that's got the same amount of story as like Jericho Hook, for me. Jericho's the learning tree. What Chad Gable is like the learning tree to Sami Zayn.
Oh, but he took him out. He German suplexed him in front of his wife. Well, you know what? Did Trent Barretta no take out Chuck Taylor in front of his best friends group? So there you go, boom.
Oh, aye.
Let's see here. Bingo, no.
It's not a full house. Laka. House.
Where is the storylines in WWE? Where are they? Where? Name them. Come on, really? You serious? Well, let's just say, WWE, somebody told me that single and everything. Get it? Because that garbage show is called Double or Nothing.
That doesn't work, that, Eric. I mean, that
Nah,
doesn't.
that's pish. It was 5 or 6 hours long. Who in the world is sitting for that bullshit? I have way better things to do with my time and money, like spending the evening with friends and I mean, that's a good point. Like, and for those who sat through that garbage, my goodness, get a life. Fog Wrestling needs to get a life.
I agree, but you know what? Pays the bills, doesn't it? Talk about shitey AEW.
Yeah, pre-show started at 11, pay-per-view ended at 12:30, not to mention the billionaire want $50 a pop for these pay-per-views at 9 a year now, with Tony wanting to add a 10th, so there's no way I'm paying $500 a year for this garbage. That is a weekend getaway for me and my fam, which is much more productive use of my time.
Yeah, but let's call a spade, right? Say WWE, you had to pay $50, the same price. You do not get your fucking value worth out of it. This pay-per-view AEW had a bit of everything. I'm not saying it was great, but it had some.
What did King and Queen of the Ring have?
Nothing.
Boring from start to finish.
Yeah, fucking horrendous. The only thing it did right was the fact it was so much shorter.
Yeah, but 5 matches dragged out over 3 hours feels long.
It does.
So
we were saying if AEW or WWE was on the same time as AEW, I'd have passed out. I'd have fucking fell asleep.
You look at the good days of wrestling, Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era. You look at the big pay-per-views, even like Survivor Series. I mean, they would go less than 3 hours. They'd go about 245, 250, and you begin 8, 9, 10 matches on that card.
Yeah.
And now they're dragging out 5 matches over 3 hours, which is equating to they're giving about 40 minutes a match, counting the actual match and then ring entrances and stuff, and that's just it's crap. It is fucking crap.
Yeah, I mean, we watched it. I mean, I'm sitting here now, wrecked. I only got about 4 hours sleep. Was it worth it? No, but it doesn't change the fact it was a better show than WWE.
Yeah, no, it was. King Peso, AEW should work on structure and storytelling so they can do us a favour and make WWE better, because right now they are coasting.
Costing.
Coasting? I think it means coasting.
Yeah. Costing money.
I mean, look, AEW needs to be better. I don't think anyone's bashed AEW more than we have.
No.
But I'm not going to sit here and just lie and say that every week Raw's better than Dynamite or every week SmackDown's better than Collision. Some weeks it ain't. And, this pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, was better than King and Queen of the Ring. Is what it is. I'm not going to apologise for that. Not gonna lie, I'm not getting paid by anybody. I know some people.
Yeah, but most people in these comments are laughing about it sucked. Didn't watch it.
Yeah, no, it didn't suck, right? I'm not gonna lie. Don't get paid by anybody. If somebody wants to pay us to lie, then maybe negotiate a fee and we can see about it. We'll discuss it. We'll consider it. But as of right now, nobody's paying us. Tony Khan's not paying us. WWE's not paying us. Despite what some people think, CM Punk is definitely not paying us. So yeah, if you want to pay us to lie and promote your show and do a Dave Meltzer, then maybe we will. But right now, we ain't getting paid shit. We're just telling the truth. And WWE Queen and King of the Ring was boring. Just like Backlash was so boring. WWE has dropped the ball big time since WrestleMania. WWE has been borderline unwatchable since WrestleMania, and I actually think in that same period of time, AEW has got a little bit better. So, yeah, shoot me if you don't like it. I don't know.
Shoot me!
But look, there's a lot of people that agree with us. I know a lot of people think that WWE has just completely fallen off a cliff since Mania. They don't seem to be in the comments here, but I know there's a lot of people that agree that WWE has been really poor since Mania 40.
No, I agree.
So,
anyway, let's move on. He's coming.
Sean says, didn't they already do that? WWE was awful when AEW first started. Now WWE is hotter than it has been in a long time. 2019. I prefer 2019 to 2024.
Boom.
Did you?
But see, what the problem is, that's the Vince era. And, you had the people no one wanted push. Oh, they're pushing Brock, they're pushing him. No, they're giving Sammy...
People bitching about...
and Chad Gable a chance.
People bitching about someone like Bruce Pritchard backstage, who has fucking no impact really on the show, but just because they've heard like bad things about him. In a shoot interview, the WWE sucks because Bruce Pritchard is sitting backstage. I mean, really?
Pathetic there. Let's move on.
Shaggy Phil said 100% correct. WWE needs someone on their heels to produce good shit. WWE is doing average stuff right now and looks like God's gift to wrestling compared to AEW.
They both look like shit. God's gift. Really?
King Pizzo, they are getting complacent. King Pizzo, thank you. I'm not saying WWE is terrible, but they're not doing anything spectacular. The booking has been weird and they're coasting till Rock and Roman comebacks feel like... They are. I mean, I don't agree that they look fantastic or anything like that, but they are literally just taking a few months off until SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And I think WWE's got a track record of doing that now. I think when you look at it for a long time, I think WWE has been like that. They give you just crap shows, basically, and then around Mania season, they'll turn it up a bit.
Yeah. And they're doing it with... SummerSlam's going to be 2 nights soon. They'll do the exact same thing then.
Sean says, didn't they just have their biggest WrestleMania ever and finished off a massive storyline? They were complacent when Vince was running things into the ground. So there you go, that's what it's all about. Vince was running things into the ground, now Triple H is in charge. WWE's fantastic, WWE's the greatest company ever. Triple H and his big fucking nose that he probably sticks his pen up and writes ink into. I mean, he's the man, and Vince McMahon was terrible. Vince McMahon was the bad guy. Even though Vince McMahon's errors, Vince McMahon was in charge during the Attitude Era, the best era of all time. You hold that up to what Triple H is doing right now. No one in their fucking right mind would prefer today's era over that era, but whatever, I mean.
Forget about the Attitude Era, right? Say he did run it into the ground. So fucking what if Vince did?
It's his right, it's his company.
Aye, it's his company, and look at the amount of fucking years it was the best, some of the best shit you could ask for in terms of entertainment. You know what I mean? Look at the 80s, look at the 90s, look at the 2000s, early 2010s, it was good. You know what I mean? So what if it, I'm not saying it did go horribly, is 2019 really worse than like 2014? Probably not, right? But the end of the day is, Vince fucking gave us some of the greatest things ever in wrestling. What has Triple H done from a booking perspective?
Look, see the wrestlers of today, they pretty much worship the wrestlers of the past.
Yeah.
See the wrestlers of the past, they don't fucking think two shits of the wrestlers
They
of
look
today.
down on these jobbers. Anyway, experience, animation, AEW needs to work in format and a show in psychology. King of the Ring, fuck off.
DM Hunk, Double or Nothing was better, and I'm a WWE fan bigger than being AEW fan, but I'm laying on myself.
Oh, I can't be arsed reading these 7 replies.
A couple of them are me.
That's
yeah. You're entitled to your opinion, but no, having the same kind of bullshit match 3 times in one pay-per-view, weak booking, not to mention not having your world champ main event the show just diminish it. So hold on, AEW not having their world champ diminishes the show, but WWE don't even have Damian Priest on the show, and it's a great fucking show. Triple H is the man. I mean, where's the sense? Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Tell me, big man.
No, so Swerve Strickland not main eventing. Oh, that's terrible booking, Tony. Terrible booking. Triple H doesn't even give Damien Priest a sniff of the pay-per-view. He doesn't even get a sniff of the Saudi money. And all of a sudden, it's, but WWE, Triple H is the man. I mean, what are we doing here?
I don't know what we're doing. It's anarchy.
That's it, really. Basically, couple more comments there. Someone did say that they need to bring back the brand exclusive pay-per-views, and in that way you could make an excuse for everybody not wrestling at every pay-per-view. And I agree with that. Why not do that? If they do not want, like instead of Bayley wrestling in one pay-per-view, then the Raw champion wrestling in the next. If they want to have a champion wrestle on one brand pay-per-view and then like take the next one off, why not just make them brand exclusive? If King and Queen of the Ring, right, was a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, I would have obviously no issues with Damien Priest not being on it.
Yeah, obviously not. But the problem is, if they can't keep the brand separated on TV, then I think doing the brand specific shows won't fucking work.
And if they go back to the brand exclusive pay-per-views, then you could have no excuse for not getting your world champion on, no excuse for not getting your tag champs on, no excuse for not getting your women's champion on, and no excuse for not getting your mid-card belts on. So, yeah, I think they need to go back to that. So, that's it, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.